Alright kiddos, gather round. Today we're gonna talk about inflation, and how it can affect our precious pocket money. Now, imagine you have 5 pieces of bubblegum, and suddenly the price of bubblegum goes up. In fact, when you go to choose some, instead of the 5 pieces, you find you only really have 3. And now you might not be able to afford as much bubblegum as before, and that would be a bummer, right? That's kinda like what happens with inflation. Now, who's ready for some gum? Well, hold on there. Before we get to the gum, let's talk a bit more about inflation. Don't worry, there are ways to protect ourselves from the sneaky inflation monster. One way to protect ourselves from inflation is to keep our credit score nice and high. By keeping an eye to what is being placed up on all those records, sometimes it isn't always the truth, and disputing anything you do not recognize can keep it squeaky clean. That way, when we need to borrow money, we can get a good interest rate and not have to pay as much back in the long run. But you can do something so that you don't even have to borrow money. A great way to do that, let's not forget about diversifying our investments. Liken it to not only getting bubblegum, but you are getting some double mint and Mentos gum too. Just like how we shouldn't put all our gum in one type or flavor, we shouldn't put all our money into one type of investment. By spreading our investments out, we can reduce our risk and protect ourselves from inflation's effects. Well, hold on there. Before we get to the gum, let's move on to talking about another way to protect yourself from inflation, specifically investing in commodities. What are commodities, you ask? Well, they are things like gold, silver, oil, and other raw materials that are traded on the stock market around the world. Investing in commodities can be a great way to protect your money from inflation because their prices tend to rise when inflation is high. Of course, investing can be risky, so you should always talk to an adult that truly understands how all this works before making any hard money investment decisions. And speaking of learning, did you know that by understanding how inflation has acted in the past, can help you appreciate the need to take measures to protect your finances from its negative effects? That's right. Inflation is not a new thing at all, and it has been around for centuries. So, by learning about how inflation has affected economies in the past, you can better understand why it's important and how to take steps to protect your finances today. And who knows? Maybe one day you'll become an expert in economics and teach other kids about the importance of managing their money. One of the best ways to protect your bubblegum is to invest in things like gold, which can hold its value even when prices are going up. Or, you can buy things that tend to rise in value with inflation, like houses or land. When you put your wealth into hard money assets, e.g. precious metals, gold, silver and the like, it retains the value against the paper money because it is very low in the inflationary index. Now, let's do a quick recap of what we've learned today. Inflation is the gradual increase in the price of goods and services over time, which can reduce the value of your money, i.e. your gum. To protect yourself from inflation, you can save your money by diversifying your investments, invest in commodities, move your wealth into more sturdy forms like gold, silver or real estate. And at the very least, maintain a high credit score and you can avoid losing all that bubblegum you have worked so hard to get. Remember, managing your finances is an important life skill that can help you achieve your goals and live the life you want. So, start early, make it fun, and always keep learning. And if you ever have any questions or need help, take a look at the link or button for more info on how to buy gold and silver. Keep on learning, keep on growing, and before you know it, you'll be a financial pro. Thanks for joining me today, kids. Now go out there and be financially savvy.